Hey, what is up? What is up? Beautiful, beautiful people. Sending some love, positivity in your direction. Thank you very much for joining me for something a little different. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. This, believe me, this is unlike anything I have ever really come across. It is a game, it's a game, but it is something unlike anything else. What's up, Vivek? Thank you very much, bro. Good to see you. Hope all the golf clash of goodness has done you well, my friend. But you know me, I like to try a couple of things. Now, there's a good bit of audio in this game, so I want to make sure that I have it set in a way that you can hear the game and me, but not, excessively, because it's important that we can hear the narrator, because he's going to become central to this adventure. So yeah, man, I've been really looking forward to playing this. I've seen a little bit of it, but it has sort of like multiple outcomes possible. What's up, Tuck? Thank you, buddy. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you guys. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. What's going on, NY fan? No, it's not horror at all. No, it's just like, it's like, I don't know. You'll see. I mean, it's like it just messed with my mind. You know what I mean? I found it kind of fun. I'll give it just a little minute or so more, and I'll begin, because it's a bit perplexing in a way, with sort of the experience that I've had with it, and I know there's multiple experiences to be had. Even just setting it up, it's already talked to me. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know, maybe you don't know, but you're gonna know in a second. So should we just push that? Let's check the settings. I got the field of view cranked up. No big deal. I could play with the controller, but I'm actually playing with a mouse and keyboard. English subtitles, sure. Yeah, that's big part of the game. Video. I got it all cranked up to the highest settings here. That's all. We're playing. I'm broadcasting on my end, on my monitor, 4K. But that's it. Like, really straightforward. This is not some like complicated game. Let's go. Let's begin.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Sounds
Orders
familiar.
came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
I mean, yeah, right?
Stanley
We can do this.
was happy.
Seems fine. Seems fine.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
Oops. Well, I clicked it. What do I do? I hate Mondays.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Okay, go to the meeting room. What is this? Like, what the heck?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? What if I... Oh, okay. All right. I can listen. I can hear them. I can do it. Let's go. Okay, left. Let's go. Left door. There's nobody here. Meeting room. Hello.
Yet
Tips
there
for
was
not
not a
getting fired.
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let it ball up inside you. Who want things, money, more money, things, but with money to buy more things. Stock market, colored segments, profits. I mean, all right, okay.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Why is this one opening? Going on, Carl? Welcome,
There was
bro.
nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet.
Right,
No
all right.
reason to still be here.
No reason at all. Okay, all right. What's up, Esco? How you doing, buddy? Thank you very much. Thank you, Brendan. Welcome, guys. This is...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Hey.
office.
I want to go back upstairs. It's giving you choices. What if I don't want to listen? All right, okay. Ooh. Oh, yeah, look at nice. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast. Money crisp. Is this what the boss's office executive bathroom? All right, okay. Let's all right, this is pretty officey looking.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once
Brendan,
again
this is definitely
stunned
not
to discover not an indication
regular-
of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have
Oh, I
known
believe
this.
that, Brendan. That's 100% true, bro.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code
Oh.
by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
All right, okay. All right, okay, let's go. It's dark. Let's get it. Yeah, I believe it's true, man. I definitely have met lots of people that have lived for so long because they work hard and they just get up and do something every day. It doesn't have to be one kind of work or another, but you gotta, this is
Descending
called
deeper
the
into
Stanley Parable.
building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he
He's
feel
taunting
this
me.
now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Whoops, nope, never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead
Oh.
back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Okay. All right, let's go back.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator.
It's so
It's still
dark.
just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new
I play it all the time, Brendan.
ways
Check my
I could have
channel, bro.
never anticipated. It's that keen
I got
eye
lots
for
of streams
storytelling
pre-scheduled,
that you have,
but
an incisive
twice a
rapid
month.
fire of critical plot
I play a
points,
little something
one
different,
after the
'cause
other,
I love to just play
weaving
video
a rich
games as
tapestry
well.
of uncompromising narrative.
Golf
Wow.
Clash being one of them.
I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
The narrator seems a bit interested by the fact that I went back upstairs. Okay, we go back down.
Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So
where
I'll
does he
play
keep
Golf
coming
Clash
up with all this?
tomorrow. I will play some tour play.
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he?
It's like you're telling me not to, though.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yeah, I love him, Carl. He's like my new best friend. What's up, William? Welcome, bro. Yeah, I'm literally playing... Oh, Escape. Look at a game called The Stanley Parable. This has been around for a long time, but this is an updated version of it. And it's... Oh. Okay, well, let's listen. Let's do what we're told. I can only imagine what I'm supposed to do. I don't want to push the button. You can't jump. Get your first achievement. I just got an achievement because I was like looking around, testing it out, pushing the boundaries. Yeah, he seems a bit annoyed, but it's okay. All
The
right,
lights
let's push it.
rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Jeez, this is quite the place here. Right, okay, let's check it out. We're here, I mean... Employee observation protocol. Okay, employee observation protocol. All right, let's do it.
Now the monitors jumped to
fired.
life, their true nature revealed.
What are we?
Each bore the
4,
number of an
2, 7?
employee in the building,
Over here
Stanley's
somewhere.
co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
4,
And
3, 6.
Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't really want to be monitored. Should we go back over? Is this another place? Oh yeah. What does that mean? Is it an elevator?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Isn't this different, William? I mean, I love playing games. I mean, I could play Mario right now with you guys and be equally excited, but this was something I caught a little glimpse of.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't
And,
accept it. His own life
I think it's
in
worth my time.
someone else's
I think it's worth your
control?
time.
Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay, all right, let's rip it apart. Let's go. I don't know, William. I'm honestly not sure. I'm playing it on Steam, on a PC right now. That's a button. Let's push the button. Right, that seems to be less than helpful. Yeah, so it's on Steam, and it was not very expensive. Definitely wasn't like a big AAA, you know, kind of like expense. Mind control title system.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
I mean, did he? Did he really? Why do I have to keep listening? Am I supposed to listen? I feel like he's like... I mean, don't we want to see what it looks like? I'm a little bit curious.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
I mean,
After
I might
we
have.
kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what
Come
you
on,
want?
let's go.
Control?
Yes, sir. Give it to me.
Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really
right.
do. But
There's
you
nobody
need
here.
to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were
Get it.
supposed to let it go. Turn
Well,
the controls
You weren't
off
clear.
and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the
turn it off.
event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to
Nice.
explode,
Okay.
eliminating the entire complex. How
Maybe we
long
should do
until
that.
detonation then?
I mean, give me a couple days.
Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Come
It's your
on.
time to shine. You
Thanks,
are
buddy.
the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk
Come on.
about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to
Hey,
start.
come on.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
Anyone.
A moment of solace before you're obliterated?
There's a button up here.
All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly
He's
what
not gonna.
happened.
Is he gonna kill us?
I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this
Point number
instance
4.
of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
Come on. Why you
Other
gotta be so
times,
mean?
I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
I bet you if I
have to
push
say
it in
this,
order.
though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to
2
make
and 1.
sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds.
What exactly am I
Time
supposed to do with
doesn't
them?
grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
Come
These
on.
numbered buttons. No, these colored ones.
Not
or maybe
even.
this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
No.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge.
It's cutting
It's a
deep,
tragedy.
bro.
You wanted to control this world, that's fine.
I turned
I'm
on the
going to
machine.
destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces.
All right.
Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
It's 11:20 on the clock.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No. No, I don't want to go to the meeting room. No, well, it's got layers. It's got layers, Mr. Tuck. Believe me. It's got like.
When
It's like a
Stanley
choose your
came
own
to a
adventure
set of
story.
2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh, let's find the lounge. Oh, okay. This is nice.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Yeah, this is nice.
It
I
had
can
really
hang out
been
here.
worth the detour after all.
Yeah,
Just to
it's worth
spend
the
a few
detour.
moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley
25.
simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Coffee nut.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Yeah, yeah, it's worth it.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on
fine.
his overall personality.
Fine, fine.
It's possible that this, but at last he'd had enough of the amazing
up, Tom?
room and took the first open door on his
Welcome,
left
man.
to get back to business. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I mean,
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get
Checking it
back,
out.
he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
all right, okay, I'll listen. I'll.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right.
Oh, that's the
Yep, okay, yes.
AB, AB.
I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
I mean, all right.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track.
All right.
Okay, from the top.
All right. All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Meeting room. I'm on it. Let's go.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over. Completely
I'm listening.
Fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
All right. I'll go in the left door. What the heck? I'm trying, Tom. What?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever
Inner
been
guild.
on. I can
Everyone
promise
knows what you
there
did.
definitely was a story here before. Do we just... Do we
No.
need to restart the
No.
game again?
No.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot.
No.
Why
We'll
not?
be good. We'll be... All right. Okay. Okay. Hello? Where is he?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Meeting room. On it. All right. Let's go. Let's go. No messing around.
Okay, yep, it's worse.
Oh!
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. I'm going.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The
What?
story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
This reminds me of like a Call of Duty barn.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
I believe so.
Do you remember, Stanley?
No.
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Let's go!
I know
Come
you put in
on!
a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
But it really paid off. So, good job.
I like instant gratification like that. So, I mean, I feel good.
No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
I don't
Okay?
think that's fair.
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Fine. Fine.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley
All right.
Parable Adventure Line.
Yes, sir.
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
No problem. I mean, this... I got this. I'm going to follow the line. I'm going to follow the line. It's fine. It's
You see,
totally fine.
the
Yep.
line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction.
We were following the
Onward,
line.
Stanley, to destiny. Nope. Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there?
Where are we going?
Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the
Nice.
mood.
Okay. All right. I mean, it definitely helps. We are definitely not in Golf Clash anymore. Follow the yellow brick road. Okay, all right. All right. I'm listening. I'm following.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Remember the fern. You guys got the fern? Let me know in chat. You got it? Okay, we got it. That looks like a perfect thumbnail right there, right? Okay, let's go.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right?
We followed the line, did we not?
Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Hello.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
All right.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
We're going in a complete circle.
Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Oh, it's forcing me. Nope. I don't want to go there. Nope. I don't want to go to the office. Show me what's over here. What the heck? And...
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
All right, okay. This is actually insane.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact,
Thou shalt not squander.
I need a minute to
Okay.
think here. Just
right.
walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right
circular
is the
room.
one.
Is there
Another
really
victory for logic?
anyone
Come,
on the
Stanley,
right?
our destiny.
I guess in relation to
awaits.
the other doors that can be on the right. Deviate from maintenance room. End up in monitor room. Narrator restarts the game. Is this literally...
hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why
Reminds
don't
me of
I get a say in all of this?
Artificial
really?
intelligence in the future.
No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure
really.
if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Let's head to
Stanley
the-
decided to go to the meeting room.
to the
Perhaps he
meeting
had
room.
simply missed a memo.
Let's go to the meeting room. I'm gonna. Yeah, coffee.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Got it. Let's go. Let's do it. Here it is. Meeting room. And
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
TPS
Stanley
report.
decided to
That's
go
from
up to
Office
his
Space.
boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
okay.
Coming
Good.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
The beige pages. They're not the yellow pages. They're the beige pages.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley could, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. All right, where are we going? Downstairs? Mind control.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet
Come
his
on.
violent death.
Do you really believe him?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No, we're gonna just escape.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I mean,
As the machine
we're not
whirred
dead.
into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and
Come
shallow
on.
life.
no, I don't want to die.
Stanley,
I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I'm not ready to die. You can't kill me. See?
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What the heck? What the heck? Okay, I'm
And
moving.
yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Model design. This is like literally the game credits. It's Kevin Brighting as the narrator. What the heck? This is like talking about the design of the game. This is the strangest thing ever. All right. Okay. Oh, that's some Windows 3.0 solitaire, that's for sure. Chart. Oh, yeah. Program manager. Screens from the development of the boss's office. Huh. This is insane. Is this like an ending? Oh, take care, John. Appreciate it, buddy. Definitely something different. Okay. Where do we go? On or off? Oh, look at this.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
Yes, crazy.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Still 11:20.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Just a brief moment, guys. Be right back. All right, sorry about that. What's going on, JD? Welcome, bro. Just checking out a totally crazy game, buddy.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Come on. What if we just wanted to just stop in, no? Wow.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon.
Right.
I have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth
Take
was
care,
that, of
Tom.
course,
Much love,
this
brother.
was
Yeah,
not a dream.
absolutely,
How
man.
could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving
Thank you
himself?
very much.
Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control.
All right,
that this
prove
was
it.
a dream.
Hey, what's up, Jules?
So he
Thanks,
closed
buddy.
his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming.
Yeah.
Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This
Congrats
is
on the
the
banner,
story
JD.
of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
Okay.
It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Right, let's go to the meeting room.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, we'll do it.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code so devious and so random that no man could ever hope to guess it. 2845. Statistically, nearly impossible to guess blindly, ever. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
All right, let's go. Down.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did
Maybe
he have
mind
the
control?
strength to find out?
I'm gonna go with mind control. Yeah, let's do it. What's up, Bandy? It's definitely different, and especially if you watch it from the very
Now
beginning.
the monitors jumped to life.
It's
Their
like
true
a story.
nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's
Something like I've never
co-workers.
played before in
The
my life.
lives of so many individuals reduced to
So
images
this is
on a
definitely something
screen.
new for me.
And Stanley, one of
And I
them,
was like, well, I'm gonna
eternally
share it with
monitored
you
in this place where freedom
A couple
meant
times a
nothing.
month. You know, I like to try something a little different. In a couple of days, I'm going to play some Diablo Immortal,
This
brand new mobile
mind
game.
control facility, it was
Gonna
too
be out on June
horrible to
2nd.
believe. It couldn't be true.
So,
Had
yeah,
Stanley
welcome.
really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over an...
No problem.
blackness and a rising chill
Hey, what's
of
up, Mark?
uncertainty.
Good to see
Was
you,
it
buddy. Thank
over?
you very much, man. It's
Yes,
it's a bit
he had
interesting.
won. He had defeated the machine. unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
I don't even really know how to describe
And
this
yet,
game.
even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been
deep
to
at all.
understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
This is absolutely insane. This is beat the game. I got an achievement. Did I beat the game?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I don't understand.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Same.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to
Look at all the
discover not an
paintings.
indication of any human life. What could it mean, he wondered. Desperate for answers, he began turning the room over looking for clues that might unravel the situation, until at last he discovered a keypad behind the boss's desk. But alas, no code. For this keypad guarded the terrible secret
This is
that
different.
lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Makes you think like how many other possible.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door
Outcomes
that
can
read
trigger.
Mind Control Facility.
Because this is clearly.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley,
so
one of
this
them,
is the same.
eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machine...
Clearly, new content is the thing I shouldn't have ignored. But that's okay.
blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine.
Yes.
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go,
Yes.
what to do,
My bad.
or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now.
Like, I never
that
imagined a
things were
video
meant
game
to
could be
happen.
something like this. The fact
And
that people come
Stanley
up with something so
was
different
happy.
than your traditional kind of games, I really find really interesting. Now, clearly, I just followed the exact same path 2 times in a row. But otherwise...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Consoles as well, yeah, to answer William. From
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just
What's
the
up,
beginning
Bolly?
of a
Welcome, buddy.
mesmerizing adventure.
Thank you for popping by, Matt. This is unlike anything I've ever seen before.
Is it broken? What's going on here?
Yeah,
Should
hello.
we be moving somewhere or oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle?
Do we want to use them all? Like... I can't even jump on that bench. Let's see what's over here.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
What's up, Steve Ben? Oh, just checking out a totally crazy game, buddy. Something I thought it would just be, you know, after the tournament. Well... Let's leave some jumps on the counter.
Another elevator.
Another
Stanley,
elevator.
I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I have no choice, I guess.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something. Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back
This is just
then,
bizarre.
video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste. And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
New elevator content.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
It's
The
crazy.
Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've
Isn't
ever
it? It's
been
crazy.
confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone. To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories. These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
It's like it's linear, but it's not.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is
Yeah,
actually
bizarre
quite
for
shocking
sure.
for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45... Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips
Hey, what's up,
longer,
Jesse?
but they're really true.
Welcome, buddy.
Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. But
That
they
was
didn't
annoying.
understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they nagged.
Mm-hmm.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Actually crazy. Ooh, now we're talking. Huh. Is it zombie time? Bro. Oh, hello. Sure. Let's go over here. Go over here. That's totally fine. What's going on, John? Yeah, you know it, bro. This is definitely not your average. What's your average Golf Clash round? I don't know. I like playing games. I think it's fun. Try something different. Like, maybe you like it, maybe you hate it. Give it a go, right? Like, that's ridiculous. Guys, I'm getting really tired. I'm going to call it here. But I will resume this. I will resume this game and see where it takes us, okay? So I'm definitely not going to play it until I stream it again, even though I want to. Yeah, it's definitely something crazy. So if you enjoyed that, let me know. Leave a thumbs up on the stream. That would definitely be helpful. And yeah, thank you very much for taking some time out to try something new. I'll be back tomorrow night playing some Zero to Hero once again. So hopefully I'll see you then. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you very, very much. Much love, and thank you so much for watching.